Hello everybody and welcome back to the Bourbon Bar. I'm Holden and today I'm bringing you guys a review of this beautiful, beautiful mother trucker. Now, going ahead and getting right into this, I am a big Jim Beam fan. I like Booker's, I like the normal Bakers, I like all the Knob Creeks. Jim Beam is just a great profile for me personally. I like a little bit of nuttiness, I also like a little bit of that red fruit. I like everything that Jim Beam usually has to offer, I usually end up liking. Now, that's just a preface to this video, but I do want to say, I'm going to be talking about this whiskey, not my favorite flavors, really, but as much as it's just that this whiskey happens to be some good whiskey. So I did already open it, as you guys can see. I am past the neck pour, so it's had a chance to open up. But, you know, I really wanted to get into this one and give you guys a really good review on it because it is new. They brought it back this year. I think it came out like 3 or 4 years ago, something like that. The Baker's 13 came out, and since then they have just been putting out the Baker's single barrels that are usually around 7 years old at the minimum, but sometimes it can be closer to 8. Now this has come back out. This is their Baker's 13-year-old single barrel whiskey at 107 proof. This MSRP's for about $130. I think I got mine for $150 from the distillery. A friend picked it up for me. However, this is going to be a fun review. That being said, they also have these little collectible tops, as you guys can see here. This one looks like that, but they have a bunch of different ones that you can get different tops on them. It doesn't really make much of a difference, I don't think, besides the fact that they're cool looking, and that's that. Now, but let's go ahead and pour this bottle right into the Bourbon Bar Glencairn here. Nice. And if you guys aren't subscribed to the channel, make sure you do so. That being said, let's go ahead and get right into this tasting notes. On the nose, just the best, the best flavors I could possibly imagine on the nose. It literally smells so good. It's got this sweet candied fruit right away, but also like a nice sweet oak and brown sugary notes that I'm getting in this, which is just delicious. I'm getting a little bit of like a butterscotchy note in there as well. The red fruit though, I do want to say there's a little bit of fruit in here. Could be closer to a raisiny vibe. A little bit of spice in here as well. I want to say nutmeg for the spice, okay? You know, the more I smell this, the more it reminds me of bread pudding. Like, it's got that, like, nutmeg, maybe a little bit of cinnamon spice, along with this, like, bready note, but, like, the raisins in there and a little bit of alcohol. Like, overall, it smells fantastic. You can actually smell how much body this thing is going to have before you drink it, which I'm super excited about. But that being said, let's go ahead and get it on the palate. That could be the best whiskey I ever tasted. I mean, let's not get ahead of ourselves here. I've tasted a lot of good whiskeys, but that could be the best whiskey that I've tasted so far this year. And the year's not over, no, but do I think this stands a really good chance at being number one, at being whiskey of the year for me? It tastes great. Let's get into some notes. Off the rip, we got some brown sugar and some red fruit. I want to call it a little bit of like a cherry note in there, and the butterscotch. All coming to play off the front, sweet. Sweet, rounded deliciousness. Then moving into the back, we got some oak and some spice. I think there's a little bit of like bready pudding kind of in the palate here, but I gotta go ahead and get another sip in order to just really like, and I just want to drink it some more, to be honest. So let's do that. Honestly, like, I can tell it's got that bean palate. It does have a slight resemblance to Knob Creek 12. However, it just seems like there's more depth, more flavor, more oak. It is only technically a year older compared to Knob Creek 12, but it just seems like it has more to offer than that. That bread puddingness in the palate is there 100%. It's got that like super sweet, desserty, like raisiny bread puddingness in there as well. This is really good. Honestly, probably gonna score quite well here as well. So let's go ahead and talk about the grades. But before I do that, let's listen to a message from today's sponsor. All right, everybody. So you guys know the drill. I am sponsored by a company called Risk Mafia, and if you guys haven't heard of them, you're living under a rock, because Risk Mafia is out there in the world, sending watches to many, many people, and people are loving them, right? Risk Mafia, if you guys aren't aware, is a subscription-based company that for $40 a month, they'll send something to your door every single month. That something is a watch. You can get 3-month or 6-month subscription packages for a little bit of a discount. You pay all at once, then for the next 3 or 6 months, they'll send you a watch to your door. Every month, you get to keep your watch, and they could vary in quality, but the minimum value is at least $100 quality of watch, and then it can range up to some really, really nice watches. One that I've really been liking recently is this Maestro. It's got that nice, almost like gold bronze look to it. It goes great with my black suit, and I actually just wore it to a wedding not too long ago, which I think really tied the outfit together. But that being said, guys, if you guys want to check out Risk Mafia, I have a link down in my description. Check them out. If you guys feel like ordering something, I also have a coupon code. Coupon code is going to be Bourbon Bar, all one word, all caps. That'll save you 20% off at the checkout, and that will help me out as well. So do me a favor, check out Risk Mafia, use my coupon code, and join the Mafia today. Alright guys, we're back, and now it's time to grade this whiskey. You know how this works. You got a nose, palate, and value for the money. 3 scores, all add together and divide by 3. That's your overall. Now, on the nose of this whiskey, I think it is literally so good. I love smelling this stuff. I can live in this nose. This is just about the exact palate of what I want in life. That being said, I have to give the nose a 9.4 out of 10. Muy bien, muy bien. Now, moving on to the palate. The palate is quite good. Not quite as good as the nose for me, but it is still so good. So the palate deserves a 9.2 out of 10. Now we're talking about the value for the money. Value for the money, this thing is valued at $130. I got it for $150, which I'm not even upset about a little bit. I think that's a great value. I think $130 is awesome. I give this an 8.7 out of 10 for value for the money. I think if you guys see it for even $160 or $170, I still might consider pulling the trigger at that, especially if you're a Jim Beam profile lover. That being said, we run those together divided by 3, and we got a 9.1 out of 10 for the overall score of this. Now, this quite possibly is amazing. One of the best whiskeys I've tasted, I think, so far, which I know everyone's palate's different, and these are single barrels, so they can vary, but so good. Whiskey of the Year contender, absolutely. I'm curious and scared to put it in a blind. I want to see how it does against other things. I want to know how it's going to be in the end of the year finale. But I really, really have high hopes for this one. I hope you guys do too. Now, if you like this video, please hit the like button. Also, if you're not subscribed, subscribe. You know, hit the button, subscribe. Also, I now have member tiers. If you guys are interested in becoming a member of the Bourbon Bar, it has a lot of different perks. You guys can check that out down below. Click on join, and it'll bring you to everything you need to know about the Bourbon Bar membership. But that being said, leave a comment. Let me know what you guys think of this video and this whiskey, and I'll see you all in the next class.